Alright, what is up? What is up, y'all? Do another all signs read, except I decided to switch it up. I'm going to randomly see how far we are from our goal, which, of course, the world's different. There are people who are not putting in the work versus people who are putting in the work. So obviously we're reading for those who are putting in the work. And this message is sponsored by High Energy Power Up Premium Trail Mix. Oh my goodness, we got pineapples, banana chips, coconut, cranberries, walnuts, cashews, papaya, all sun-dried. There you go. So, Aries first. Okay. Alright. So let's see how I do this. So I'll just throw them out. So we'll see how this works. So how close are we to our goal? Maybe you already hit that goal, right? Or success. It's just fun to see how, what all can we do with these cards. I remember I was in Utah one time and a person I knew was trying to figure out, I don't even know why I did this for the person. They were trying to see if I could find a missing person. I fucked around and tried it anyway, but messages were so damn vague. I'm like, bro, I don't even think, it might have been triggering me, but one of the things to see, like, what all can we figure out with these cards. So I'm gonna try this out. Anyway, here you go. Aries, let's see. So just because it's a new spread, new thing I'm trying out, new focus, new type of reading I'm trying out, I'm gonna use a certain spread though I've been using. So, damn. It's for Aries, so reading's about how close are you to success. That makes sense. So here we go. So where you at? What's missing? How you feel? And here we go. What steps will help? And extra information. So I'm gonna leave it at that. So how close are you? 5 of fucking Pentacles. Holy shit. That's really shady right there. Well, this is how you close to success. It ain't down. I mean, the most helpful thing to see this as is the bottom of the foundation. I mean, clearly you were on the bare bones level right now, wherever you are striving. It's crazy to see this. But this being what you need to see. How far you are, what you need to see. Damn it. I forgot how I set it up. How far are you from success? What do you need to know? I probably mixed it up. But how you feel about yourself is pretty good, though. And what would help? And then here's the extra information. So it's a new spread, so forgive me if I forget, because memory's pretty bad from shit. Giving my life to the good gas, all the good kush growing up. So you are this far from success. It could be like a new cycle, a new venture doing, ready to face, all right, I'm here to tackle this obstacle. And it's good to embrace you right here, though. So that probably is not having a clear way to see, damn, how am I going to come up? How am I going to make this work? It's a realistic experience. But the good thing is, at least you know where to start with this 7 of Cups in reverse. How I read, I hate saying it so smoothly, but that's just how it is, what I feel, no jokes. But clearly, with this Seven of Cups in reverse, you already have the understanding. Yeah, I'm in this state. I know what it takes to get up. But since you feel so goddamn amazing and clean, you know, that's actually perfect attitude to keep moving forward, actually. So with the Two of Cups being here, I truly believe that is you putting your feet to the pavement, getting out here to connect with the pavement, you know. This is true about, like, pathways and the rawness of being, you know. Like, I know I'm at a funny level right now. Trust me, I can relate. You know, I've been listening to some motivational words and shit. Remind myself how far I came. Sometimes you fall in love with being an underdog. I forget so much. I remind myself how many things I got good at growing up. I always listen. You probably know all skateboarding, comedy, and then tarot. And then now being a fully happy expression of myself in all directions, in all situations, in all areas is my next level of expertise now. So let's see what this thing you already know. I don't even want to clarify truly. So, and obviously extra details, the Two of Pentacles in reverse. Damn. A little extra clue then here. You gotta not be so in your bubble, in your cloud, in your in your world. So it is about coming out to connect feet to the pavement. So that's where you're at as far as the success. So let's just draw one more card for where you'll be on this progress this month. Hell yeah. In a great emotional space to set sail and embrace the victories and the L's, the lessons. So let's get on to the next sign. I don't want to clarify because I'm sticking to how I feel and moving with that. So timestamp 7:40 for Taurus. Alright, Taurus, I'm doing a whole different type of read. How far are you from success? Came to me one day, well, literally like before I took a shower. Like I should do something new. So I want to really test this out because there's so much we can really do with these cards. I just keep forgetting to ask different questions. I feel so goofy about it, you know. I'm only looking at obstacles I need to focus on. I zero in. I only look at obstacles I got in my life. Sometimes I'll see how a person feels about me, but it truly is like, why do I care? I'm here to get to the goal. What does life want me to put my? Where does life want me to put my energies and my focus? You know, because every time I read, I get an answer that says, "Do this." You know, hey, go meet this person and just check them out, have a conversation with them. You know, check up on them. And I be feeling nothing. So I guess I need the message. So here is where you're at with success. Here is what you know. Here is how you feel. And here's what you should do. And here's the extra detail. So this is the same amount of number of cards I use for the obstacle spread. I used to give out, you know. But all you got to do is ask a question. And you get a different complete read, so it doesn't really matter how many cards you draw. But yeah. Beautiful. This is where you're at. How far are you from success? It's a weird question. I mean, the real question is, are you on the pathway to success? But looks like you are. I don't want to clarify. I don't want to clarify anything. And obviously, you already know what it takes. A little bit of, you know, putting things out there, seeing what sticks. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. How you feel? You're already in pursuit. I'm already putting my feet to the pavement. We need to know. It's so simple. It's so damn simple. So I'm glad I read simply. It'll be a good short video. Extra detail. So this is you right here. So obviously. Before might not have been accessing ourselves fully, seeing ourselves as capable and ready. That's the extra detail. Let's go ahead and see it. I want to clarify this. This is the only card I want to clarify. But then, even though it's good, you're getting started, getting your mind formulating ideas. Some of us are getting them forming. Others are just sticking just the process of throwing out stuff. And now, extra detail. What I really believe is that keep hyping yourself up. You gotta keep hyping yourself up. Hyping yourself up. So, you could be worried about, oh damn, I'm in this state, I'm in this situation. But man, you watch the old 1940s, 1950s sitcom shows, you just see how none of that shit stands the test of time. It's just a bunch of funny accents and shit, super southern sounding accents and funny voices, and they're trying to formulate and figure out what was funny back then. You have to respect it, because I can't laugh at a lick of it. It's embarrassing because I'm not gonna say the name of the lady, old lady. Her whole shtick, it's like, I think it's Mama's House. I just thought she looked really good wearing a white wig. I thought she looked good looking like an old lady. And when I seen her on this other show, it just took away the whole aura from me, And then I realized I only liked just looking at her sound southern and talking it. I didn't even get any funny element out of it. So then the realization could be, we're intrigued or entertained in different ways, not even needing to laugh, just her presentation, And if I see her I see her in another clip, it just didn't stick for me. So I'm just happy to know I thought she looked hot dressed as an old lady. So yeah. Anyway, that's to say to you, we never really know what it is that Jesus Christ. We never really know what it is that actually is the thing that works when we're doing what we're doing. So you can't be so quick to say, I ain't got it figured out yet, So next time, Gemini 1405. So we're gonna see if hearing things, seeing things. We'll see about this. It's so foreign, it's so brand new doing all this too, so it's pretty good. It's weird, I feel weird just telling y'all that, I think it's like the Carol Burnett show or some shit like that. I just came to realize being funny was really hard back then, bro. People had to figure out what was hilarious back. It really was not easy. So you gotta appreciate them for saying what they thought was funny, So here we go, Gemini. Here's how close you are to success, where you're at on that trajectory. Holy shit. How you feel about yourself. All right. What you need to do. There's the extra information. Extra cards. So. Man, Empress is looking awesome. I don't want to clarify. That being how you are on this pathway of success, you're lining up with your feelings and the actions. So that's a great self-esteem. So you're already in the vibe to do this shit, or you're doing this shit, right? And now remember, we speak for those putting in the work. I know we're in a big world, and truly somebody could be taking the action the next day or the next minute, or even after this video could probably put him on that path to do that. And now we have for, I said, where you at on this pathway to success? What you know? How you feel about yourself? Yeah. You always say when you feel hopeless, that's exactly when you need to double down. Might be feeling a little nervous about, damn, I am trying something new. You do want to get out of that obsessive, worrisome energy, but that just means you're serious too when you feel slightly a little like you're in new territory. And how you feel about yourself, like, man. You got to work with all the potential. This is potential. You can only work with the potential. Truth be told, upright or reverse doesn't really matter. If you're putting in the effort, you're working with the potential. So yeah, situation's a little funny. With the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, conditions are a little shaky. Yeah, I gotta deal with it like this. I don't need to care about who's gonna be opposed to it. As long as you stick to this shit, serious investments I'm making right now. Extra detail. Forgive me, I know it's so simple. You can't pay attention to the process. You can't pay attention to seeing process. So seeing process, you can't pay attention to it. Your best bet is to keep your head down and stick to how you feel, stick to the goal, stick to the plan. Oh yeah. And that could be why this is coming up, because it's like, what are we allowed to do? We're finding out. Exactly. So, it's going to be a short video. So, I'm going to leave it at that. This is a little checkup anyway. It's supposed to be a checkup read anyway, So, Cancers is 1830. Yeah. Found myself looking at that Carol Burnett show only because I remember as a kid watching Mama's House. I was really into the accent, truly. I'm just like, wow. I thought that was really how the lady looked. And I was like, damn, she looked bad. But for some reason, she looked better in that than when I seen her in the her regular hair and stuff. I was like, oh man. But Cancer. Here is your spread for how far are you from success, or are you on the pathway to success? Okay. What you know? How you feel about yourself? What you need to do? Extra details. Okay. Okay, interesting. Probably means you're in the mood to be a disruptor. Feel a little disrupted. Four of Cups. What you know. Mood could be a little dry, but it's gonna speed up, right? Things are getting shaken up, you know. And then, how you feel about yourself? Death card in reverse. You still feel like the cycle's still the same? Makes sense. Makes sense. Here's what you need to do. Hold it down. Could be like, don't alter too much. Don't alter. Because you're in the middle stages of even seeing if it's even turning into something. You know? Which is, it is what it is. And the extra detail. So this is the perfect time to keep affirming, keep being, because you're more questioning than actually being in this. But at least if you're in this, the trust you need to be involved in this is important, so keep being in this. You're questioning, but you're in this. So, what's the point? You gotta be in this. I actually want to clarify this. Oh, look at that. It is working out. You gotta be in this. Messages will be short as hell. This is just a checkup. I'm not going to talk about, other stuff. You're in your head, but it looks like it's going accordingly. But you're looking for what you want to rather than simply trusting. Got 22. 20. Fuck it. Leo. Here are the messages. Here's the spread about where are you at on the trajectory to success of your goal. This is the new year, so clearly people got their resolutions, right? Their focuses. This could be just about as much as you being more into your natural self, natural energies. Me, for example, I'm not even keeping track of how many days I haven't been smoking weed, and I forgot the day I quit. But I'm gonna just keep grinding because seems easier to just keep moving forward. Don't even count, just keep moving forward, because that's more easier for me. Because if I started counting, I'd be like, damn, I know I got this many days left to feel like this. But just keep waking up, showing up to these goals seems easier, truly, for me. Had the inspiration to do this new reading. I'm glad it's gonna be a short video too, so. Yes, how close are you to success? Okay, this is how you feel about yourself. My bad, what you already know. How you feel about yourself. Then we got what you should do. Extra detail. So with the extra characters in there, in your mind, you do probably feel like, yeah, some funny shit's going on. People over here acting funny, I mean, no one has the right to feel like that, Especially if you have a goal you're after. The best thing to do is just don't look at them. I mean, get to your goal. The nerve of people to feel like they have the right to look at other people, right? That's why I'm glad my content I look at seems to be only motivational, funny. Yeah, I look at gamers. Used to watch my bro play video games growing up, so check that out. Or there's so much shit I've already have a foundation in doing that I don't have to, check my health, because my whole life I've been doing yoga. So clearly you might want to watch out for this energy, because this is when you're like trying to pocket watch. Should be reality watching what reality we've created for ourselves and others, because that's when some people need to just shut their ass up People got the nerve to look at people's realities and they ain't really done much shit for their own. Pisses me off because the shit people's created for themselves, they might want to pay more attention to that. Because it makes me a little upset. I've seen what people pretend isn't going on in certain areas, and it's like, you can't be checking over here, because that technically is your work right there that you might want to be active on. I don't know where this came from, why I just felt like that out of nowhere. But anyway. Yes. Here's what you know. It is working out, though. You know, is the Five of Swords something foul going on? And, you know, is that you just now getting out of that state of not investing in yourself or these things and understanding, okay, I'm getting into the momentum of that. I just have to get out of this. I got the right to check on people and check tabs and shit. Whereas how you feel about yourself is, you know, not too shabby. You're looking pretty dramatic, right? Shabby. Dramatic. Not diva, but like, you're really not inspired in the right sense, you know. If you're worried about what they're doing, what they think, and you're not really making sure, or you're just believing what you feel about a person and not even knowing like work has been put in 10 times fold, you kind of like a piece of shit. I can't help. Why do I feel like this? I don't know why, but I hate that I feel like that about somebody. Because it's really unfair. You grind and grind. It's really telling you to not even pay attention to what you think is not going to work. It's like if you have a great intention to see something through, you don't have a right. If you don't have an intention about seeing something through or making something work, you let go of that shit, because your energies need to be towards seeing the change, you know, getting hands-on in this goal, or at least working out a situation that's foul. But if you over here just watching what being your emotions, keeping the assumptions about things and not handling shit, now you're being counterproductive, you know. And this is your read is the read I really want to clarify, because this is all feeling right now. Sticking to what I feel and keeping it moving. Now we're going to clarify and see what's going on with that shit. I don't know why I had this strong urge to say that shit. So 10 of Pentacles is organizations, dare I say family. Yep. One more card, I really want to. I have this, my heart is in the right place, trust me. And some people, you know, they want to pretend they're that guy on the throne when all they have created around them is suspect situations that does not allow them to even make these beliefs about themselves. So the readings really want you to not even be in this headspace, because clearly you believe you have a right and you're not even grinding. You're just people watching and people hating and pocket watching, insinuating, you know. So clearly you're not in the right headspace. So that's sad, you know. No one should ever feel confident that they got their shit in order to judge another man, another human being, another person, you know, anybody. So clearly your mind's not in the right space of where it needs to be focused, because there are things that could be using your attention that you kind of pretending isn't happening. So it's not really cool. Anyway. You're the only person who got the brow beaten for some reason. Yeah, 29 Virgo. Hell yeah. Alright, Virgo, let's see where we at on these goals. I don't know why I felt so strongly at the Leos read. I'm like, you know, it does feel weird. You know, I'm happy I had this mentality, because I grind like I don't have a right to sit down, and then my body gives me signals like, thank God you're in this position, because you actually have been redlining lately, so you might want to slow down and quit sticking to insecure assumptions about I don't deserve, I don't, no. It's happening. This is life is communicating. Sit your ass down and, hey, trust. That's what it truly is. And wish I would care about somebody who don't put in no damn work. Think about me. So this is how close you are to success, Virgo. Here's what you know. And here's how you feel about yourself. Great foundation. Great. Here is what you know you need to do. See yourself, and here's the extra detail. Grinding. Sometimes the beauty of taking yourself seriously is accepting how you feel and no more arguing. You argue for yourself, you're just saying you don't believe it. You believe it. You believe it. You've been putting in the work. Believe it, alright? We're inspiring people we didn't even know we could reach and inspire, so I give a damn about people over here just stuffing their face, getting fat and bullshitting all they think. Then turning a blind eye to those who need help and pretending they're not in need of help. It hurts my feelings, you know. Anyway. The nerve, people allowed to get fat and not be helpful to those they, claim they care about. But let me get off that side. I don't know why my heart goes there so strongly for some reason. I hate that my heart does that. Like, why are we going? Why the fuck am I going? So I'm clarifying your read, though. I haven't been clarifying the others, but this is a beautiful test because it only proves how much you believe in your path, because it's good to have these things challenge your energy, but then to realize I only put in work. So much that I forget how fast I've been doing things, how fast we've been grinding, how long we've been doing this shit, making it look easy. Look at that. You are in a good state. Keep this feeling, keep this focus, because you know you're certified. You know you deserve where you're at. You know. It's beautiful to have them do this because it is technically a training. They need to try to see if they could test the foundations you've already built around for yourself. So what you know you have to do is keep grinding, keep. This is like another cycle. When I see this, I see it like keep waking up, keep pursuing this. Because now the extra detail is you don't need to worry about what information is. Your goal is here. You are no longer in the lane of worrying and checking and running it past anybody, because all this work been done. They're in the position to just sit their ass down and trust. Because if they ain't got no idea, why the fuck you throwing shade, man? You look stupid throwing shade just because you don't believe it's work. Why am I feeling so goddamn strong about this? So Virgo, I did tell you, like, the investment card is there, the Seven of Pentacles, so it's simple. I love making it this simple because, I mean, you already know what it is. Keep investing, keep investing. Apparently that's coming out for you. We're changing up the readings now, you know. I wanted to play it safe. Stick to giving messages about, you know, people and themselves and how they're going to feel. But now we see your trajectory, your efforts, and your pathway to success actually are actionable steps you should keep taking. So let's get on to Libra. It's a beautiful reality because you're on this level. Libra, here we go. So you have this person you're fixated on. Here's what you feel about yourself. They're actually in tune. Here's what, my bad. That's what you know. Here's how you feel about yourself. You're working counterproductively. What the fuck? Why? Why? Here is what you need to do. So usually when I read, you see the cards like that, it's like you might want to observe these focuses, these feelings, these mentalities, the nerve. You know, it's about our health, and I realize it's a good realization to come to. Those who want to remain alive, they focus on their health and their mental to maintain their awareness in these present times, so they can tend to those who need their attention, right? And if you're not tending to your health, you're pretty much saying, I don't care to be here for the long haul. I'm looking for the exit, actually. And then to judge a person, like, what are they doing when you're not even trying to maintain your health, to maintain your presence here, to be active here? You're being a piece of shit. Because you can't not be healthy and then demand someone uphold standards. You're being ass backwards at that point. You have to be symmetrical, be clear, be transparent. You can't just be hiding yourself and then claiming you're this level, this exalted state. When I say hiding yourself, it's like, like me, presenting myself, put myself out there, do my best to be a clear role model, give a clear message. Give hope to those out there who know, like, you can make it, you can do it, but you really don't need to look at where you're presently at, because you don't need permission to bet on yourself, and anyone convincing you that they never betted on themselves, so what do they know about this mission? So clearly, how are you on this path of success? Well, transformation. I believe this is what you're observing, though. Because the 8 is here. The 8 is here. And I'm really not wanting to clarify anything, because this is what you feel about yourself. It makes me very angry, and I'm glad I talked myself out of feeling like I'm not allowed to believe in myself because I'm not this person. I'm glad I said this one time. If I was waiting till I felt good, I'd never start. Because I'd never feel good enough to start, Thankfully, I broke out of that by saying my health is good, my mind is right, my rap sheet's pretty fucking awesome, The effort I've given, and how clean and smooth the experience is. That's this proof of expertise. Like, it didn't even look hard the way I move and do these things. So clearly, I have a right to want to keep moving, because if it's smooth, we're smooth. So I hate that you're in your head about the situation, but clearly you know to balance out that thinking, because you got to appreciate, if you were not able to get this person on this level and they got themselves at this level, give them the damn belief that maybe they do have it under control, Maybe they can figure this out, And waiting for your permission, they wouldn't be shit. There's a beauty about people not waiting for our permission to be great, because they wouldn't be shit, because if we was waiting on another person to feel good, and that person always feels like shit, then we wouldn't be anything. So, Scorpio, it's a good test for yourself, actually, to like be frustrated, feeling less than, until you finally fuck with your path. One sec. Let me blow my nose. Scorpio, here we go. So this is how close you are to success. Man, these are very helpful exercises and attitudes to have. But you would never ever find out until you actually trusted yourself in this position. It's good to be annoyed, and it's weird. I guess it's a good thing to tally up how much you bet on yourself and go, I bet on myself here and succeeded. I bet on myself here and succeeded. I bet on myself here. I succeeded. and I didn't fumble, didn't leave a situation damaged. I actually allowed everyone involved, I was moving so smoothly and helpfully, everyone involved was able to get home safely, and no one was injured, no one was affected, no one was damaged mentally and emotionally. I'm proud of myself. Proud of myself. So here's how close you are to success. Oh my goodness, what you already know, how you feel about yourself, Here's what you should do, and then here's the extra detail. So Neptune is the hangman right here. This represents Neptune, right? This is that period where the right answer is only grinding, and the grinding will speak for itself. What you already know, right? Yeah, what you know. You're supposed to see this out. You're supposed to keep doing this. And how you feel about yourself. The problem is, you are your permission. You are your own authority. And the problem is, the trap we fall into is waiting until we have the okay. You'll never be okay when you wait till you feel okay. So you gotta feel like this now. The hangman is very necessary. This is you exercising your feelings now. This is when you're exercising yourself. And what you should do, stay here. This is already where you're at in terms of success. So this is a period you're at, right? You're supposed to go through this because you won't know where you're at until you get to the end of this to see the different perspective it pulled out of you. The proof you see through the day, through reactions people give you and things coming into your life. I truly believe you want to be in this state. So when I see this upright, how I was interpreting it was you're actually too distant, too far removed. Yes, you feel good, but in this state, it's like you're more down to earth, attainable, hands-on. This is more of a helpful way to be. You want to be feeling like this, like, damn, you're good. This is you needing to be committed to the process. You do want to be dependent on this process because the extra detail is the effort you got put in. So forgive me. I don't want this to be a part 2. So truly, I'll just stick to that and get to the next sign because, this is your progress. This is your progress report. You are in the midst of it. So the best thing to do, grind. And then watch these feelings fall away. Watch this subtle, am I allowed feeling fall away. Because this is exactly how you're supposed to be feeling, where you're supposed to be being right now. If you've been somewhere no one's else ever been, you're the only person to know where else you could be at, how you're going to move, how you're going to get there. So this is exactly where it all grows from. So the beautiful thing about being a pioneer is that no one else knows where and how it's going to work out. In fact, if they've been stuck on their levels, they have no right to tell you or assume you're not doing anything because they haven't moved off their same ass level yet. So they don't know anything. It's insulting that they think they could talk without accessing other levels. Like, you need to stick to your game, man. You are very out. You're not experienced in trying for yourself and betting on yourself. So you don't know what it's like to bet on yourself. So you might want to not comment on this until you fully bet on yourself before, Because some people have no right to tell you what's what when they haven't bet on themselves ever. It's really irritating. They're going to tell you where you at, but they don't believe in themselves. They're projecting their lack of belief. You shouldn't feel allowed. Who the fuck are you, right? We're inspiring people. So that's proof enough, So Sagittarius, here's your path to success. How close you are there, how you feel about yourself. My bad. What you know, and here's how you feel about yourself. Here's what you should do. Here's the extra detail. Let me hurry. I'm not going to clarify your message. Is what it is, though, because truly, this is the catalyst to help people bet on themselves fully. This is if sometimes feeling exactly how you feel is the right answer, because someone can think to themselves, this is my chance to actually bet on myself. I've been doing this cycle over and over again. I think the real answer is betting on myself. And if how you feel is how you feel, then it was probably an accurate feeling then. Here's so this is what you know, how you feel about yourself. It is a guarded message, but it's your business, right? At least things are coming in to fruition. Great feeling is coming into fruition, or great inspiration to get to action. It's already coming in. What you should do, though, at least be clear why this is actually helpful. Because it's good, like a pinball. Like, okay, it ricocheted off this emotion of you feeling like this, but it actually revealed, well, if I am that, then I am capable. That's all I need to know. And this is clearly a understanding of this person, due to how you actually felt, allowed this person to go, you know what? It is time for me to bet on myself. So, of course, you probably didn't mean it like that. But the good thing is, that's all that matters. As long as you bet on yourself, then you did the right thing. As long as they end up betting on themselves, that was totally the right answer. So 23. Capricorn, here's your message. Here's your message. Let me hurry up, Capricorn. So we got 2 more signs left. Let me hurry up. This is a checkup, so I'm not going to be all just simple. Are you this or this? Are you this or that? Okay, you're that. So that's how you are on your trajectory to success. That's where you're at. Here is what you know. Here is how you feel about yourself. And this is what you should do. And this is extra detail right here. So with this card, you don't feel like you're in tune with it, right? I mean, for those who've been on missions and been on adventures, that's a good sign, Problem is, we're too busy looking at the worst examples of people who never even set sailed, and we're allowing that to be our energy when we are different people, different species, different dreams. So how you feel about yourself? My bad. What you know? This is just emotional energy. They know nothing. You know nothing, so you can't be so quick to assume you're not that. Fortunately and unfortunately, you need people to be the type to back out on themselves and then give you the audacity to go, I think I can do this actually. Like, you know what? I can do this because I know I had past situations that proved to me I stood tall and actually was a great role model. I was a great example for those in a very hard time when most people quit and back out. I actually stood tall. So for you, remind yourself you've actually stood tall. You've actually held your own, and you're looking pretty great right here. So the extra detail. Some people are just teachers, they come by and that's it. The beautiful thing is when we're both when everyone's convinced it's going to be this way and life says, rain check. Rain check. It's beautiful. Yeah. I mean, fine. If you want to keep focusing on that, then you'll never move forward. You'll never believe you're worth a damn, you know. None of us know. I mean, the fact that the situation happened should tell you life is very crazy. You know, and then after that, you should really understand, like, there's nothing that's set and, you know, impossible. In fact, this whole situation should really show you, like, who are you to say what's possible and what's not possible? It's what you keep putting out. And you should be hit upside the head to see something such amazing like that happen and then act like it was nothing. That's the messed up part, you know. Maybe you are out of whack with yourself, you know. Like, you're just going to act like that wasn't crazy and amazing? Okay, fine. You keep believing that's what you are then. But this person's going to show you, you know what, you go ahead and feel like that about yourself. I'm glad life puts people in different directions, because you don't deserve to stay around people who don't see the greatness despite you showing them. So good. Maybe it's a good thing you don't get to see the greatness of a person, because you don't allow yourself to see your own greatness. So of course you carry this idea that you ain't gonna be that. And it's like, no, you don't believe despite all that. So maybe they don't deserve to be around that type of mentality. Maybe that was the answer. Maybe this person should back out and leave a room because the room ain't really feeling the reality of possibility. So I hate that that's what came out for you. So either you are really needing to trust that, or, you know, someone's having a hard time really believing that, hey, things are possible. But if you don't believe that, then leave that person the fuck alone and do your thing. Hell. Okay, Aquarius. You can't let people downplay you and little homie you after you just showed them what it takes to believe in yourself. And I'm like, all right, then. Maybe it was a great thing that happened, because I'm not about to keep letting people tell me I'm not shit after going above and beyond for this damn long, and they just be doing a little bit of shit. It's like, okay then, don't see greatness, sit your ass there. But don't you dare throw rocks at a person attaining it day after day after day after day, despite the obstacles, because clearly you're just blind. You're just fucking blind at that point. Aquarius, here's your trajectory to success. You know, we took the first step, took the first leap. Is what you already know, and here's how you feel about yourself. And here's what you should do. Sometimes people just see it as simply, okay, you go for it, you feel this idea out, you keep feeling it out. You just keep trying stuff out. I mean, apparently people have the right to quit trying stuff out because, you know, they're scared of people saying they're trying stuff, you're trying stuff. And it's, how you gonna let life and people who ain't attained shit tell you what you can attain, bro? It's really annoying. Like, it's like they acting like it ain't real. No, it's like, okay, fine. I'm glad you still try. I'm glad you still believe enough, detached enough to go, I've seen crazier shit happen. I've seen crazier shit happen, bro. I've seen crazier shit happen. So I'm gonna clarify a couple things. Yeah, people over here acting like it ain't that, and it's really that right there. Yeah, they want to downplay believing that is their disease they can't get rid of now. You know, I think this is the beauty of detoxing from people. The problem is with people, this is a good lesson. Let me get to Pisces' message, because long story short, you just gotta tunnel vision it. That's really it. Keep tunnel visioning it. Just keep trying out shit. Sometimes detoxing from people helps you look past what you can do with them on a lower nature and feel sorry about them believing their higher natures aren't even worth the look. So be glad, hell, their lower natures wasn't enough to keep you stuck to them. Because they didn't have much else besides that bullshit. Yeah, fucking weak ass activities to do with people who ain't got no faith after the activity. Don't even deserve the shit. Pisces, forgive me, because when I guess this reading is very helpful because I forget, Gemini Moon, I forget how much talking about real shit heals me, you know, not just, you know, other shit that, you know, clearly believes it ain't important enough to be up to par and feel good. You know, and that is their right to feel like they found their gold, their treasure. That's enough for them to not see out something else. And that's why I respect space, and I'm so glad, you know, I don't force nothing, and I love going with the flow. Here's your message, though. How close are you to success? Alright, Knight of Swords. Here is what you know, and here's how you feel about yourself. Here's what you should do. Here's the extra details. So it's not your fault. And truly, this is necessary. You need to be faced with these feelings because sometimes people get fed up with feeling less than, and a little spark goes, I'm done. You know, I'm done feeling like that, man. I don't deserve to feel like that. You really got to watch yourself because there's the isolation thing I was talking about is actually what Pisces in 12th house known for, but it's what you feel you're experiencing. It looks like it's not valid to say such a thing because I'm gonna leave it at that. Because some people, fine, if you don't believe after that shit, then don't believe in it then. But don't throw shade. At least respect that somebody can still wake up each morning and go, I've been through worse. I've been through worse. I've been through worse. I've been through worse. So what the hell? Who am I to say I can't do it? Who am I to say I ain't shit because of this present situation? In fact, you're just a statistic. I mean, you're one of those people who just didn't allow themselves to believe more of themselves because you probably had enough shit in your environment that feeds you enough. So it's your business, but still don't throw shade. Just be glad you're in your situation, and then allow others to be great. You know. But clearly, where you're at in this trajectory, Knight of Swords is like strongly held patterns, though. So that's just your thing. You can't say what's gonna be. Why do I feel like this about y'all? I feel like you're pretty content in your shit, though. Yeah, so you're good where you're at, but this is success to you. So that is your business. It's all this reading has coming out, and I do need to cut this video out because I hate doing part 2s. So as long as you feel good, that's all that matters. Yeah, later.